She hid her affair until our son found out. Now, she's the one begging. The sound of shattering glass echoed through the house like a gunshot. I found my 17-year-old son, Marcus, standing in the kitchen, his fist, bleeding fragments of the picture frame scattered across the marble countertop. The photo, our family portrait from last Christmas, lay among the debris. My wife Sarah's smiling face now obscured by a spider web of cracks. Marcus, I rushed to him, grabbing a dish towel. What happened? He jerked away from me, his eyes wild with a pain I'd never seen before. Ask Mom. He spat, his voice breaking. Ask her about David Chen. My blood ran cold. David Chen was Sarah's business partner at the real estate firm. They'd been working together for 3 years, closing deals, attending conferences. I'd met him dozens of times, charming guy recently divorced, always asking about our family. The way Marcus said his name made my stomach drop. Son, what are you talking about? Marcus laughed, but it was hollow bitter. I saw them, Dad, at the Marriott downtown. I was there for Jake's birthday lunch with his family, and I saw Mom in the lobby. His voice cracked. She was kissing him. The world tilted. 22 years of marriage, and suddenly, I was falling through space, untethered. I wanted to tell my son he was mistaken, that there was an explanation, but the words wouldn't come. Because deep down in that place, where we store truths we're not ready to face, I already knew. The late nights at the office, the new clothes, the way she'd guard her phone taking calls in the bathroom, the spark in her eyes that I'd attributed to her recent promotion. How many signs had I ignored? How many red flags had I explained away because I trusted her? When I managed to ask, 3 hours ago, Marcus's shoulders shook. I couldn't. I just drove around. I didn't know what to do. I came home and she was here, Dad, making dinner like nothing happened, asking about my day. His voice rose. How could she ask about my day? The front door opened. Sarah's voice floated in, bright and carefree. Hey, boys, I picked up dessert from that new bakery. You won't believe the line. She stopped mid-sentence when she entered the kitchen, taking in the broken glass, Marcus's bloodied hand, my ashen face. The bakery box slipped from her fingers. What? He knows, I said quietly. Marcus saw you. The color drained from her face so fast, I thought she might faint. Her mouth opened and closed, but no words came. In 22 years, I'd seen my wife handle every crisis with grace: her father's death, my cancer scare, Marcus's struggles with anxiety. But now, caught in her deception, she looked like a stranger. Mom. Marcus's voice was small, childlike. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I didn't see what I saw. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. She took a step toward him, but he backed away. Don't, he warned. Just don't. Marcus, please let me explain. Explain what? I found my voice, and with it my anger. Explain how you've been having an affair. Explain how you've been lying to us, to me, to our son. It's not what you think. Really, because what I think is that our son saw you kissing another man. What exactly am I misunderstanding? Sarah sank into a chair, her face in her hands. When she looked up, her carefully applied makeup was already smearing. I'm sorry, God, I'm so sorry. How long? I asked. 6 months. 6 months. While I'd been planning our anniversary trip to Italy. While we'd been attending Marcus's soccer games together. While she'd been sleeping beside me every night whispering, I love you in the darkness. I'm going to be sick, Marcus said, and then he was running for the bathroom. I wanted to follow him to comfort him, but I couldn't move. I stared at this woman I'd loved since college, the mother of my child, my best friend, and saw a stranger. Why, it was all I could manage. Sarah wiped her eyes. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but it's complicated. Uncomplicated. She flinched at the hardness in my voice. We'd grown apart, Michael. You know we had. We were like roommates, not spouses, going through the motions. So you decided to have an affair instead of talking to me. I suggested counseling last year, remember? You said we didn't need it, that we were fine. Because I thought we were... That's the problem. You thought everything was fine while I was drowning. When was the last time we really talked? Really connected? When was the last time you looked at me? Really looked at me and saw me? Don't you dare, I said, my voice shaking with rage. Don't you dare try to make this my fault. You made a choice. You chose to lie. You chose to betray us. You chose to risk everything. I know. Her voice was barely a whisper. I know, and I'm sorry. It started innocently. David was going through his divorce, and we'd talk. He listened to me, Michael. He saw me. And one night after a closing, we had drinks to celebrate, and... Stop, I don't want the details. Marcus returned pale but composed. He looked between us, then focused on his mother. Are you leaving us for him? No. Sarah jumped up. No, sweetheart, never. It's over. It's been over for weeks. I ended it. I realized what I was risking, what I was doing to our family, and I ended it. But you didn't tell us, Marcus said. You ended it, but kept lying. I was trying to protect you. Protect me, Marcus's voice cracked. I saw my mother kissing another man. Do you know what that feels like? Do you have any idea what that's done to me? Sarah reached for him again, but he stepped back. I need to go. I need to get out of here. Marcus, please. Let him go, I said. He needs space. We watched our son leave, heard his car start in the driveway. Sarah turned to me, mascara streaming down her cheeks. Michael, please, can we talk about this? Can we try to work through it? I laughed, but there was no humor in it. Now you want to talk? Now you want to work on us? I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting to pay a bill. A mistake is backing into a mailbox. This was a choice, a series of choices. Every text, every meeting, every lie, all choices. I love you, she said desperately. I've always loved you. I just got lost. You love me, I shook my head. You don't destroy the people you love, Sarah. People make mistakes, people forgive. That's what marriage is. I need you to leave, she blinked. What? Pack a bag and go. Stay with your sister. Your mother, David, I don't care. But you can't be here right now. This is my home. This was your home. When you chose to bring another man into our marriage, you chose to risk losing it. Well, congratulations. You lost it. You can't just kick me out, I have rights. You have rights. I was shouting now, years of buried frustrations erupting. What about my rights? My right to a faithful wife? My right to trust? What about Marcus's right to have parents he can look up to? Sarah was sobbing now, ugly, wrenching sobs. Please, Michael, please don't do this. I'll do anything. Counseling, therapy, whatever you want. Just please don't end us. You ended us 6 months ago. I'm just acknowledging reality. And what about Marcus? You're going to throw away 22 years, break up his family? You broke us, I roared. You did this. Don't you dare put this on me. She flinched as if I'd struck her. In all our years together, I'd never raised my voice like this. But then, she'd never given me reason to. I'll pack a bag, she whispered. But this isn't over. I'm going to fight for us, for our family. There is no us, I said, suddenly exhausted. There hasn't been for 6 months. I just didn't know it. I left her in the kitchen and went to my study, closing the door behind me. I heard her moving around upstairs, drawers opening and closing. 20 minutes later, the front door shut. I called Marcus. He didn't answer, but he texted at Tyler's. I'm okay. Take all the time you need, I replied. I'm here when you're ready. The house felt cavernous without them. I wandered from room to room, seeing our life together in every corner. Wedding photos on the mantel. Marcus's baby shoes bronzed on a shelf. Sarah's coffee mug and the sink lipstick stain on the rim. How do you mourn someone who isn't dead? How do you grieve a relationship that's still walking and talking, but fundamentally gone? My phone buzzed. Sarah, I'm at my sister's. Can we please talk tomorrow? I didn't reply. Another text. I know you hate me right now, but I love you. I love our family. This doesn't have to be the end. I turned off my phone. Marcus came home after midnight. I was sitting in the dark living room, a glass of whiskey untouched in my hand. Dang it! Hey, buddy. He sat beside me on the couch. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Is she gone? He finally asked. For now. Are you getting divorced? I don't know, it was the honest answer. I don't know anything right now. I keep thinking about all the times she said she was at the office, Marcus said. Was she with him when she missed my playoff game because of that emergency showing? Was that real? I don't know. How could she do this to us? I put my arm around my son, pulled him close like I used to when he was little and scared of thunderstorms. I don't know that either. I hate her, he whispered. No, I said gently. You're angry, you're hurt. You have every right to be. But she's still your mother. That doesn't change. How can you defend her? I'm not defending her. What she did was wrong. Unforgivably wrong, but she loves you. Whatever else has happened, that's never been in question. Marcus was quiet for a long time then. Did I do something? Did I make her unhappy somehow? My heart broke. No, God, no. This has nothing to do with you. This is between your mother and me. Her choices, her failures, they're not your fault. You're the best thing in both our lives. Then why wasn't I enough? His voice cracked. Why wasn't our family enough to make her stop? I didn't have an answer for that. How do you explain adult selfishness to a child who still sees the world in terms of right and wrong? People are complicated, I said finally. They make choices that hurt the ones they love. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair. But it happens. Will you forgive her? I don't know. Would you take her back? I don't know that either. I saw them, he said suddenly. At the hotel. They looked happy. She was laughing. I haven't seen her laugh like that in a long time. The knife twisted deeper. I'm sorry you had to see that. Are you happy, Dad, in your marriage, I mean? Were you happy? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I thought I was, but maybe I was just comfortable. Maybe we both were. Oh, that's not the same thing, is it? No, I admitted. It's not. We sat in the darkness, father and son, trying to make sense of the wreckage. Outside, a dog barked. A car passed. The world went on indifferent to our pain. I'm going to bed, Marcus finally said. Okay, Marcus, he paused at the stairs. We're going to be okay. However this plays out, you and I, we're going to be okay. He nodded and disappeared upstairs. I stayed on the couch, staring at nothing until dawn crept through the windows. The next days blurred together. Sarah called incessantly. I let them go to voicemail. She texted paragraphs of apologies, explanations, please. I deleted them unread. She showed up at the house. I didn't answer the door. Marcus threw himself into school and sports, staying busy, staying away. When he was home, we moved around each other, carefully speaking in hushed tones as if someone had died. Maybe someone had. Maybe we were mourning the death of the family we thought we were. On the fourth day, I finally listened to one of Sarah's voicemails. Michael, please. I know you need space, but we have to talk about practical things. Marcus needs things from the house. I need clothes for work, and David's been calling me. I haven't answered, I swear. It's over. But he won't stop calling, and I don't know what to do. Please. Just 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. I texted back, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Coffee shop on Main Street, public place. 30 minutes max. Thank you, she replied immediately. Thank you so much. I told Marcus about the meeting. He shrugged. Are you going to let her come home? We're just talking about logistics. She's going to cry, he predicted. She's going to beg. He was right. Sarah was already at the coffee shop when I arrived, sitting in a corner booth. She looked terrible, hair unwashed, no makeup, wearing the same clothes I'd seen her in days ago. Good, I thought viciously. Then I felt guilty for the thought. Hi, she said as I sat down. Hi, you look tired. I haven't been sleeping. Me neither. She wrapped her hands around her coffee cup. How's Marcus? How do you think? She flinched. I want to see him. That's up to him. He won't answer my calls. Can you blame him? No. She took a shaky breath. Michael, I need to say something. You have 30 minutes. I know, I need you to understand. I'm not asking for forgiveness. Not yet. But I need you to understand. Understand what? That you were unhappy. That I was a bad husband. That David Chen was so irresistible. You had to throw away 22 years. Stop. Her voice was firm. Stop making this about David. This was never about David. You had an affair with him because I was lost. She leaned forward, intense. I woke up one day and didn't recognize my life. Didn't recognize myself. We'd become these automatons. Work, dinner, TV, bed. Rinse and repeat. When did we stop talking about our dreams? When did we stop laughing together? When did we stop being friends? Did we stop? So you thought having an affair would fix that? I know, I don't know what I thought. I was drowning and he threw me a lifeline. Someone who saw me as more than just Mom or Honey or Mrs. Thompson. Someone who asked about my thoughts, my feelings, my desires. I asked? No, Michael, you didn't. You asked about my day in the same tone you'd ask about the weather. Perfunctory, checking a box. We were going through the motions and you didn't even notice. So it is my fault. No, that's not. God, you're not listening. I made the choice to have an affair. That's on me, completely. But our marriage was dying long before David. I handled it in the worst possible way. You could have talked to me. I tried to remember last year when I suggested that weekend getaway. Just us. You said we couldn't afford it. But we could afford your new golf clubs. That's not. Or when I wanted to take that art class, you laughed. Said I couldn't draw a straight line, why waste the money? I was joking. It wasn't funny to me, it was dismissive. Like my interests didn't matter. I sat back processing. Had I done those things? The golf clubs. Yes, I remembered. They'd been on sale. And the art class. I had laughed. I thought she'd laugh too. Even if all that's true, I said slowly, it doesn't justify. I know, I'm not trying to justify it. I'm trying to explain how I got to such a desperate place, that I made such a terrible choice. Were you in love with him? She met my eyes. No. I was in love with how he made me feel, seen, heard, desired. All the things I used to feel with you. Oh, Michael. Her eyes filled with tears. Don't you remember how we used to be? The adventures we planned, the dreams we shared. We were going to travel the world, write a book together, start that B&B in Vermont. What happened to those people? Life happened, bills, responsibilities, reality. No, we let life happen to us instead of living it. We settled, got comfortable, and I suffocated in that comfort. So you blew it all up? Yes, she wiped her eyes. Yes, I did. And I regret it every second. Not because I got caught, because I hurt you, because I hurt Marcus, because I destroyed the family I love more than anything. But you did it anyway. I did. And I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life. She reached across the table, stopped just short of my hand. But Michael, what we had, what we have, it's worth fighting for. We've built a life together, a good life, a good son. Can't we try to rebuild? I don't know if I can trust you again. I understand, but can you try counseling, therapy, whatever it takes? I'll do anything. Why now? Why not 6 months ago? A year ago before you? Because losing you woke me up. Seeing Marcus's face, God, Michael, I would do anything to take it back. But I can't. All I can do is promise to do better. To be better. How's David handling the breakup? I asked, surprising myself with the question. She looked uncomfortable. He's not. He keeps calling, texting, showing up at the office. You told him it was over. 3 weeks ago. Right after Marcus almost caught us together at lunch. We were just talking, but the way he looked at me, I realized how stupid I was being. How much I was risking. I ended it that day. But you kept it secret. I was a coward. I thought I could just pretend it never happened. Move forward. Be a better wife. Make it up to you without you ever knowing. That's not how it works. I know that now. We sat in silence. Around us, life went on. Couples chatting, laughing, a mother with a stroller. Normal people living normal lives unaware of the bomb that had exploded in ours. I need more time, I said finally. Okay. And space. You stay at your sister's for now. For how long? I don't know, until I figure out what I want, what's best for Marcus. What about what I want? You gave up that right when you chose to have an affair. Her face crumpled. I know, you're right. I miss you. I miss our home. I miss our life. The life you were suffocating in. I didn't mean, our 30 minutes are up. Michael, please. I stood. You can come by tomorrow while Marcus is at school. Get whatever you need. I'll make a list of bills that need attention. That's it. We're just separating for now. What do I tell people? My work, our friends? Not the truth, I suppose, or whatever version of it you're comfortable with. I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want this to be real. It's been real for 6 months, Sarah, and you just hid it better. I left her crying in the booth. Part of me wanted to comfort her, the muscle memory of 22 years. But I couldn't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Marcus was waiting when I got home. How'd it go? About as expected. Is she coming back? Not yet. Maybe not at all. I don't know. He nodded. I've been thinking. I want to talk to someone. A therapist or counselor or something. That's a great idea. Will you come with me, at least at first? Of course. And Mom eventually, will she come if you want her to? I don't know what I want. He looks so young, so lost. I'm angry at her, really angry. But I miss her. Is that weird? No, it's normal. She's your mom. That doesn't change no matter what she's done. Did you love her? Really love her? Yes, with everything I had. Do you still? I thought about it. I don't know. I love who she was. Who I thought she was. I'm not sure I know who she is now. Maybe she doesn't either, Marcus said quietly. Out of the mouths of babes. That night I lay in our bed, my bed now staring at her empty pillow. Her scent still clung to it. I should wash the sheets, I thought. Start fresh. But I didn't move. My phone buzzed. Sarah again. I know you said you need space, but I wanted you to know I'm starting individual therapy tomorrow. I need to understand why I did this, why I sabotaged everything good in my life. I love you. I didn't reply, but I didn't delete it either. Progress. The next weeks fell into a strange rhythm. Sarah came by when Marcus was at school, gathering belongings, doing laundry sometimes, just sitting in the kitchen crying. I usually left unable to bear the sight of her grief, or maybe unable to bear how much I wanted to comfort her. Marcus started therapy. I went with him the first few times, then he went alone. He seemed lighter afterward, like he was slowly releasing a burden. Dr. Kim says I'm processing well, he told me one evening. She says it's normal to have conflicting feelings. That's good. She also says you should probably talk to someone, too. I'm fine. He gave me a look far too mature for his 17 years. Dad, come on. So I started therapy, too. Dr. Patterson, a soft-spoken man who let me rage and grieve and contradict myself without judgment. Ah, you're mourning, he told me. Not just the affair, but the marriage you thought you had, the future you planned. It's a death of sorts. How do I move past it? First, you have to decide if you want to move past it with her or without her. How do I know? Yeah, you don't. You gather information, you feel your feelings, you take your time, there's no rush. But there was, in a way. Life doesn't pause for emotional crises. Bills needed paying. Marcus needed rides to practice. Work demanded my attention. And through it all, Sarah remained a ghost, haunting the edges of our life. She sent updates via text. She was in therapy 3 times a week. She'd cut off all contact with David, even switching departments at work to avoid him. She was journaling, meditating, doing the work, as she put it. I'm becoming someone you can trust again, she wrote. Someone I can respect again. Marcus slowly began responding to her texts. Short exchanges at first, then longer conversations. Then, 6 weeks after that horrible night, he agreed to see her. Do you want me to come? I asked. No, I need to do this myself. They met at a restaurant. He came home red-eyed but calm. How was it? Hard. Good. I don't know. He collapsed on the couch. She apologized, like really apologized. Not just, I'm sorry I hurt you, but specific things. Missing my games, lying about where she was, making me doubt myself. That's good. She asked about you. Oh, wanted to know if you were okay, if you were eating, sleeping. He paused. If you were seeing anyone. I'm not. I know, I told her. He looked at me. Are you going to see someone else? No, not now, maybe not ever, I don't know. She looks terrible, he said. Lost weight, aged like 10 years. Marcus, I'm not saying it to be mean, I've never seen her like that, even when Grandpa died. It's like she's hollow. I knew the feeling. She wants to come to my therapy session next week, he continued. Dr. Kim thinks it's a good idea. Family session, she called it. How do you feel about that? Scared, but also, I have things I need to say to her, with someone there to help. Then do it. Will you come eventually? I mean, to a session with all of us. If Dr. Kim thinks it would help. He hugged me, then something he hadn't done much since hitting teenage years. I love you, Dad. Whatever happens, I want you to be happy. I love you too, kid. The family session happened. Then another. Then Sarah and I were invited to join. Sitting in that beige office, the three of us in a triangle of chairs, felt like being naked in public. Let's start with you, Michael, Dr. Kim said. What would you need to see from Sarah to consider rebuilding trust? I don't know if I can. How do you trust someone who lied so easily, who looked me in the eye every day for 6 months and lied? I understand that. No, I interrupted. I don't think you do. It wasn't just the affair, it was the deception, the gaslighting, making me feel crazy for noticing changes. The way she'd accuse me of being paranoid when I asked about her late nights. She made me doubt my own instincts. Sarah was crying silently. You're right, I gaslit you. I manipulated you. I turned it around on you when you had every right to be suspicious. It was cruel. Why, Marcus asked suddenly, why be so cruel? Because I was protecting myself, Sarah admitted. The affair, it was like being addicted. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't stop. And anyone who threatened it became the enemy, even you two. Especially you two. And that's sick, Marcus said. Yes, Sarah agreed. It was, I was sick. I'm getting help. What kind of help? I asked. She looked at Dr. Kim, who nodded encouragingly. I've been diagnosed with depression. Have been for years, apparently, but I never recognized it. The emptiness I felt, the disconnection. Dr. Martinez thinks the affair was a form of self-medication, a dangerous, destructive form. Depression doesn't make you cheat, I said. No, she agreed. It doesn't. I made that choice. But understanding why I was so vulnerable to making that choice, and so it helps. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation. And what about him, David? She flinched. He's been transferred to the Chicago office. He wasn't happy about it, but the company insisted after I filed a complaint. A complaint. He wouldn't accept that it was over. Kept showing up, calling. It got uncomfortable. HR got involved. The good, Marcus said viciously. We talked for an hour. Accusations, tears. Marcus demanding to know specifics I didn't want to hear. Sarah answering with brutal honesty. By the end, we were all emotionally wrung out. No, this is good work, Dr. Kim said. Painful but necessary. Michael, I'd like to see you and Sarah together next week, just the two of you. Would you be open to that? I looked at Sarah, really looked at her for the first time since that night. She was different. Hollow like Marcus said, but also clearer somehow, like fog had lifted. Okay, I heard myself say. Sarah's face lit up with hope. Really, I'm not promising anything, but okay. The couples sessions were brutal. Twice I walked out. Once she did. But we kept coming back. Slowly, painfully, we excavated our marriage. Not just the affair, but the years of accumulated resentments, missed connections, unspoken needs. I felt invisible, Sarah said in one session, like I could disappear and you'd only notice when dinner wasn't ready. I felt unappreciated, I countered, like nothing I did was enough. The promotions, the income, the stability, none of it mattered. You were both right, our therapist said, and both wrong. You stopped seeing each other, really seeing each other. The affair was a symptom, not the disease. 3 months after that awful night, Sarah was still at her sister's. Marcus was splitting time between us. The divorce papers sat on my desk unsigned. I'd see them every morning, touch them, then move on with my day. No, why haven't you filed? My lawyer asked. The evidence is clear. You'd get everything. I know. Then why? I didn't have an answer. Or maybe I did, but wasn't ready to voice it. One evening, Marcus found me looking at old photo albums. Our wedding, his birth, family vacations, 22 years of life. You miss her, he said, not a question. I miss who we were. Maybe you could be that again. Better even. After what she did, he sat beside me. Mom screwed up, big time, huge. But Dad, she's trying, really trying. I see it. She's different now, more present. You're defending her. I don't know, I'll never forget what she did, how it felt to see. He shuddered. But I also see how it's destroyed her, how sorry she is, how hard she's working to fix herself. Some things can't be fixed. Maybe. But what if they can? What if you throw away a chance at happiness because you're too proud or too hurt to try? When did you get so wise? Therapy, he said with a wry smile. Lots and lots of therapy. That night I called Sarah. She answered on the first ring. Hi, she breathed. Hi, I was thinking, Marcus has that tournament next weekend in Richmond. Maybe we could both go. Separate rooms, but both be there. I'd love that. Her voice was thick with tears. Michael, yeah, thank you for calling, for not giving up entirely. I haven't made any decisions, Sarah. This isn't... I know, but thank you anyway. The tournament was awkward at first. Other parents who knew us trying not to stare. Whispers behind hands. But when Marcus scored the winning goal, Sarah and I both jumped up cheering. Our eyes met across the field, and for a moment, we were just proud parents again. He's amazing, she said afterward. Yeah, he is. We did something right. We did. Marcus jogged over sweaty and grinning. Without thinking, we both hugged him. A family sandwich, we used to call it. He stiffened at first, then relaxed. Thanks for coming, he said. Both of you. That night in the hotel bar, Sarah and I talked. Really talked. Not about the affair or the pain or the future, but about Marcus, about his college plans, about normal, mundane, beautiful things. I've missed this, she said. Talking, being friends. We were friends first. Remember, before we were anything else. I remember. Do you think, could we be friends again, even if nothing else? I considered it. I don't know, maybe. But Sarah, I need you to understand something. If we try, and I'm not saying we will, but if we try, it won't be the same. It can't be. That marriage, that trust, that innocence, it's gone. I know, but maybe we could build something new, something more honest, more aware. Maybe? I love you, she said quietly. I've loved you since I was 19 years old. I lost my way, lost myself, but I never stop.